Welcome back to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates. We are sharing about some great concerts in the St. Louis area this season, this summer season. Joining me today now, John Klinger, Chief Information Officer at Concordia Seminary in St. Louis. John, welcome to the Coffee Hour.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Looking forward to a great tradition that happens at Concordia Seminary, I think, every summer here in the St. Louis area. That is the Summer Carillon Concert Series. For our listeners not familiar with a carillon, what is a carillon?
So a carillon is a collection of heavy bells. And up in our carillon, we have 49 of those. And our heaviest one is 2.5 tons. But the lightest one, the highest note, is only 17 pounds. So we've got 49 bells here, all chromatic scaled. Our big claim to fame with the bells is our low D bell is technically, well, you can hear it, it's out of tune. And to have that fixed, they'd have to take all the bells out, send that one back, have it recast and tuned differently. That's not going to happen. So since 1971, that bell has been technically out of tune. And it just hangs up there. We play it, and it's just not in tune.
There's just no simple fix for that. Wow.
Oh, gosh, no.
Yeah. Wow. What does it take to play a carillon? We're not talking like Quasimodo in the bell tower, like pulling on ropes to ring the bells.
No, so we're not using ropes. We're actually, when you come into the cabinet room where the batons are located, which look like a keyboard. They're round rods that stick out from this console, and the console itself looks more like an organ, if you will, because if you look on the floor, there are foot pedals, and then there's this baton sticking out, and so you play them with your fists, and you just basically beat on these batons to make the noise. And everyone around here says when I'm playing, they can tell it's good therapy for me, because I can come in and have a bad day and just be bang, bang, bang. But by the end, it's all nice and smooth, and the music sounds a lot better and a lot nicer. But yeah, it's my therapy lesson session up there every time I go up.
So you can make music by simply banging on the are they keys? What are
so it looked like a keyboard. The rods look like a chromatic keyboard. So there's like the white keys and the black keys, like on a piano or an organ. That's how I got started. I had piano lessons all through high school, and I played organ at my church, and I played organ 4 years of lessons back in high school and the start of college. And when I got here back in 2007, I talked to President Meyer at the time, and I said, hey, anybody playing that carillon up there? I don't hear anybody playing it. And he's like, well, if you want to give it a shot, go ahead. And so since I think 2008, 2009, I've been going up there. I'm self-taught, and I play the carillon. So I just did a 2.5-hour concert over the period of the day last Friday for our graduation commencement service. So that was in the morning and afternoon, and then a conference, another hour conference recital for an hour right before the service started. So, and before that, I did several services for the call day. So when the vicars were getting their calls, I played before and after, and I played before the actual call service for the fourth year guys who were actually leaving the campus and going to get their initial calls into the ministry. So it's truly a blessing to be able to play this. And again, it's just the music is all heard through the neighborhood. We get a lot of comments, both positive, and if I play too late, negative, because I'm waking them up or not letting their kids go to bed or whatever. But yeah, so we typically don't play after 8 or 8:30. And I don't ever start before 9 in the morning, just so that we respect our neighbors, both close by and far away.
Sure, this is music, a concert that the whole neighborhood can enjoy. Now, the concert series that takes place on campus has really become a tradition at the seminary during the summer. Tell us about this series and how it's become a tradition, and what all you do at a carillon concert.
So it's gone on since I think the late 70s, early 80s. And people come, they bring their blankets, they bring their chairs, they bring, their soccer chairs or whatever they want to sit on, a blanket, a picnic, some Lutheran beverages, whatever they want to bring. And then they sit around campus, either in the grassy knoll that goes down toward the Munn Avenue, or they'll sit up in the main quad or one of the other quads, and they'll just listen to an hour-long recital by either a national carillonneur or someone from overseas. We this year have one guy, Roy Krausen, who's from the Netherlands initially, so he's coming in to play. I've got the first week we have Linda, what was her last? Linda Durazi, and she's from Clemson University, and she'll be here the first week to play on June 6th. So yeah, every Tuesday, 7 to 8, we will be able to hear one of these 4 carillonneurs from around the world playing our Carillon. And it's, again, a free, it doesn't cost anything. You just come, listen, and enjoy. And they'll have classical music, they'll have some more modern music, and we'll also have some hymns being played as well.
Very good. Do you have a favorite spot on campus to listen to the Carillon?
So I like over by the Luther statue because it seems like it carries down that hill really well. But I also like the 3/4 quad is a place to listen to it. That's on the north side of campus, and it's close, like past the chapel, and we have a lot of hostas and other perennials in the garden in that area, and the music just kind of comes down, it seems like, from on high, and just kind of fills that quad with sound. So it's a great place to sit and listen to it. The main quad, we'll have people, they'll bring in hacky sacks, they'll bring in cornhole, they'll be playing that ahead of time, and then when the concert starts at 7, they're all sitting down and listening to the music for the week. So it's a wonderful time to bring your family or bring friends over and let them experience music that's not heard like that anywhere in the world except on 170 carillons in North America. So it's kind of fun to be able to say that we have one here on campus.
Absolutely. Now, I was thinking in the quad, or as you mentioned, the 3/4 quad, that the sound would kind of bounce off the walls and fill that space. So it probably feels like a very full sound down in
Oh yeah, for
quad.
sure. It's great to sit there and listen to it.
Very good. Now, these are taking place on Tuesday nights. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's been the tradition since, like I said, the 80s, where we would have a Tuesday night concert for the month. Back in the day, Ted Drew would sometimes bring ice cream, he himself, and pass it out on a Tuesday night. And so that was kind of a cool thing back in the day. But now it's just basically the music for the hour, and then we have that. And it's rain or shine. I mean, if it rains, people will sit with umbrellas or they'll sit under one of the arches somewhere on campus to listen. But we stay nice and dry as the carillonneur up in the tower. So we're 120 feet above everybody, so the music gets heard everywhere.
And there are, right in that neighborhood too, right across the street on Demond, there's a coffee shop and a couple of restaurants, and even some ice cream right there as well. You can make an evening of it for the family. That it sounds like a fun way to enjoy the summer at Concordia Seminary in St. Louis. You mentioned some of the artists. The first is coming from Clemson University, one international artist as well, and a whole variety. The artists are selecting their music. Is that correct?
Yeah, they select their own music. They play from their repertoire, whatever they happen to have that they feel like they can perform at the time. And all 4 of these guys that are playing are confirmed, if you will, or approved and granted licensure, I don't know how else to say it, by the Carillonneur Society. So they're all professional carillonneurs, unlike myself, who's just a hack who likes to go up and play for therapy reasons. Is the tower ever open from time to time for people to see the Carillon, see the cabinet, the console? Yeah. We can take people up to the top if they would like to see the Carillon itself, or the bells, my 49 ladies, I like to call them. You're welcome to schedule a time to come and do that. We typically don't do that on the Tuesday nights because it's just too many people, and it's a one-way up and a one-way down. And I had a scary experience about 2 years ago. An 80-year 90-year-old lady decided she wanted to go. She'd always been to the concert. She always wanted to hear the bells. And I thought we were going to have to call 911 for a minute ago, but we got her some water, and we sat there with her for a little while, and we were able to get her back down. But it's like a narrow one-way street all the way up and all the way back down. And by street, I mean like 2.5 feet wide. If you're claustrophobic, I wouldn't recommend coming up to the top, but there's no elevator. It's all stairs, and I think it was a little overwhelming to her. But yeah, we've had lots of people go up, and we'll take tours people up there to let them see. And I'll even let them, if I'm taking them up, I'll let them even grab one of the clappers and bang one of the bells themselves if they want.
So that would be certainly something to schedule at another time.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't do that on the nights of the concerts. The concerts are, the Carillon is there getting ready and needs their space to be ready for the concert. But
Correct.
If you ever want to see in the tower, you can schedule that with the seminary and learn more about it probably while you're on campus as
Sure.
Well, I am excited about the concerts. I'm hoping this is a summer that we can make it, that my family can make it over there for a concert and enjoy the great music of the Carillon at Concordia Seminary in St. Louis. And there's parking on campus, I assume, and anything else we need to know in order to attend one of the concerts?
Yeah, you can park in the far north where DeMund ends, and you just drive onto campus. There's a big lot there. You can park around the chapel. You can park over by the Luther statue if you want, or even at the library and just walk through the library area if you want, by the fountains. But yeah, so there's all kinds of places to listen. We've had people who like their spot. I'm kind of like a church pew. You don't want to sit in there because they've gone by year by year. They always sit there. Some people claim the area near the old log cabin from the movie from 1943, the original log cabin that sits there. Some people will sit there. They'll sit by the fountains. They'll sit in the quads, either the main quad or the three-quarter quad, or even the academic quad. That's another place they can sit. But yeah, down the slope of the grass over in the grassy knoll by the Luther statue, all kinds of places to sit, all kinds of parking available. It's just a great time to come and listen to some music being played on a Carillon. And the concerts are free, so everyone's invited, everyone's welcome. And again, like you said, there's restaurants across the street that would also love to have you sit for an hour in their restaurant and listen to the music as well. And there's ice cream. Sasha's is a wine bar. Caldi's has coffee. So, I mean, there's all kinds of choices, whatever your delectable is.
Very good. So the first one coming up June 6th, Tuesday, June 6th, 7 p.m. at Concordia Seminary in St. Louis. It's bound to be fun. You can find more information at the csl.edu website. John, thanks so much for spending some time with us, and looking forward to enjoying some great music on the Carillon at Concordia Seminary this summer.
We look forward to having you guys here and hosting everyone. We can't wait. It'll be a great series this year again, as always, and promises to be a lot of fun.
My guest today, John Klinger, Chief Information Officer, Concordia Seminary in St. Louis, and amateur Carillon. So thanks so much, John. You've been listening to The Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
The Coffee Hour with Andy and Sarah is a production of KFUO. To support The Coffee Hour and KFUO Radio, visit KFUO.org. You can also text KFUO to 41444 or send an email to gifts@KFUO.org. And you can call us at 800-844-0524. KFUO. Christ for you, anytime, anywhere.
At Concordia University, Wisconsin, we believe you were created for a reason: to use your God-given gifts to help others, to live a life of self-sacrifice in a me-first world, to live a life that's uncommon. Whether you're taking one of 50-plus online programs or learning with us in person on the shores of Lake Michigan, you'll be equipped to make an uncommon impact. Learn more at cuw.edu. Concordia University, Wisconsin. Live uncommon.